Welcome to Hanging Out with the Monkey, episode 1. We are broadcasting live from OddsMonkey HQ, and this is our first ever podcast, and we're doing a Cheltenham special. We will be bringing you monthly updates as we go through the sporting calendar, but we thought what better place to start than Cheltenham. And today, to help you through all the questions, match betting related, we are joined by Ricky from OddsMonkey, one of our main experts, and also Phil from TrickyBet.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hiya, you alright?
Right, so Cheltenham week is nearly here, so we thought we'd go through all the match betting opportunities, tactics, etc. And Ricky, is this a great place for match bettors to start? Is it an easy week? Is it full of profits? What would you say about Cheltenham week?
Well, Cheltenham week is probably the highlight of the match betting calendar for many. There's probably plenty of offers around for both new people to match betting and also the experienced match bettors out there. You'll probably find there's a few enhanced sign-up offers around for anyone that's new to match betting, whereas for the more experienced people, there'll be an increase in the reload type horse racing offers. So yeah, it's probably the most profitable year we'll have, which is what we're here for.
And would you say you wouldn't necessarily describe it as an easy week though, Ricky? You're going to have to put a little bit of effort into this week.
No, it's not. If you are new to match betting, it's probably not the easiest week to start. Ideally, you could do with a few weeks at least to get used to to how match betting works and familiar with the horse racing offers, especially. So for anybody that's new to match betting, you need to take it at your own pace and don't try and do too much. Just pick the risk-free offers that are around, and don't try and lose yourself in trying to complete all the offers that are available. Whereas if you are more experienced, there is plenty to be getting involved with. So for anyone new, take it easy, take it steady, ensure that you're understanding what you're doing. We're here to to help with any questions you've got on the forum or via email, etc. But just don't try and get involved and get lost in trying to do too much too quickly. Just stick to the best offers each day.
And obviously that's what on OddsMonkey, the forums here, it's full of you guys offering the expert tips. Other expert with us is Phil from TrickyBet. Phil, any special tactics for this week? Obviously all match bettors have got different tactics, what they use. Any particular ones you point to for Cheltenham?
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't learned how to do extra place races yet, I'd definitely start looking at that today. There's going to be loads of chances to do extra place races, and they can be massively profitable if the odds are right. I mean, one thing I would say, a lot of the offers are going to be fairly simple, but the problem is with these big horse racing events, there's so much money flooding into the market. The odds are just constantly changing. So try and get your bets on early if you can, because the odds are going to be more stable. If you're more experienced, you can leave it till later because you're going to get a better match if you do match betting. But yeah, I mean, if one thing I would look at is extra place races. There's going to be loads of opportunities for that this week. So it's definitely one. If you haven't done it before, check out the extra place match on OddsMonkey, and just learn how to do them.
And obviously, a good thing this year is the 48-hour declaration. It was 24 hours at Cheltenham previously, which made for quite messy. You couldn't put your odds in advance. So for all punters, that's a real benefit. And obviously, for all match betting people, newbies, we would point you to the daily offer page on OddsMonkey. We know it can be fairly big, it can be fairly intimidating. So that's why we're going to get Ricky and Phil now to maybe highlight 2 or 3 offers that they think are best. So start with you, Ricky. If you could pick out 3 of the probably best, where would you go?
Best 3 offers. Start off with probably the Sky Bet offer. Basically, risk-free bet in the first race every day. So you place your £25 bet in the first race. If it loses, you get your money back as a free bet. So for anybody that's got that there, sorry, £20 bet, not 25. £20 bet in the first race each day. Place that in using the calculator and the odds matcher in risk-free bet mode, and that's pretty much guaranteed money every day. From that, then you've also got a coral bet in the first race. Again, a free bet if your horse fails to win in the Supreme Novices Hurdle for £25. And on top of that, a Ladbrokes again offering double winnings up to £50 if your horse wins the Supreme Novices Hurdle. So again, you can use the calculator and the automatic software to lock in some guaranteed profits with that.
And Phil, what would you pick out?
Yeah, I mean, the Sky Bet is a no-brainer. You've got to be getting on that one. The other one I had down here was the Gentleman Bet offer, which is £20 free bet on your first loss. So, I mean, if you like a punt, you can actually just keep punting £20 on the races throughout the day, and as soon as you hit a loser, you're going to get your money back. You can lock in as a risk-free bet as well if you want, but I think that's a pretty good opportunity just to have a punt on the first race. If you hit a winner, you're going to be up massively. If not, you're going to get a free bet, and you're going to be max going to be down as £1 once you lock in your free bet.
Yeah, and that's a great tip. There's obviously lots of offers, guys, and around like the Fallers Insurance. Everyone's different. Obviously, we have to look at the going, especially at Cheltenham this week. It looks like soft, even maybe heavy at some point. So the Fallers Insurance is good, isn't it, Rick? And BoyleSport are offering that, isn't it? So that's something for people to consider as well.
There's plenty of BoyleSport set up with plenty of Faller opportunities around there. Most of the main bookmakers will be offering some sort of Faller insurance. So yeah, you people have the chance of also combining that with other offers that they may have. For instance, the Coral Bet as well. That will probably cover both the Fallers insurance and the free bet if your horse fails to win. So you can potentially look at combining some bets covering a couple of offers, sort of thing. So,
and obviously, Rick, we're going to throughout the year we're going to cover various subjects. What we're going to have a quick look at here for Cheltenham is Dutching. Obviously, originated from Al Capone's old accountant. It's where you can basically bet on every horse in a race and still possibly have the chance to come out on top. So between the two of you, Ricky and Phil, do we think there's going to be a Dutching chances presenting themselves at Cheltenham this week?
Probably. I mean, it's hard to say until the actual day, and you can see what the odds are going to be. There are some smaller fields tomorrow. The 2:10 is at the Arkle.
Yeah.
There's only 5 horses in that race. That could be an opportunity. If not, there's, like I said before, there's going to be extra place races, so you'll be able to back and lay quite a few horses in some of the races and have a really good risk-free chance of getting a big win. And that's if there's no Dutch in the field opportunity.
Just to add to that, there'll be potential for combining the extra place races with Dutching the field, where you can potentially look at backing all horses for certain stakes to cover every eventual outcome and guaranteed to hit the extra place or places that bookmakers are offering. Not for a beginner. I wouldn't recommend a beginner getting involved with that, but for a more experienced match better, the spreadsheets are available within OddsMonkey to download and just populate with any bookmakers that are offering extra place races. Pop the details in there. If you've got a large number of accounts ready and you're really familiar with the how to place your bets on horse racing due to the odds volatility at times and the way they move quite quickly, there will be more than likely will be opportunities where we can look at Dutch in the field to lock in the extra place profits.
And we would say Dutching's probably more of an expert sort of thing. We'd say maybe if you knew, something you can look at, but maybe keep to the basics for now on that one.
Yeah, if you're new, stick to the basics. By all means, have a read of the guides, but I wouldn't recommend getting involved until you're fully comfortable with how it all works. But yeah, for the more experienced who are more familiar with it, it could be a good time to use all the accounts that you've got and look at just placing the back bets without worrying about offsetting it with delay. Just look at backing every horse in the field for set stakes and locking in a profit and guaranteed to hit the extra place.
I think with Dutch in the field, though, it's one of them things until you actually do it, it looks a bit scary. So at some point, you just need to do it. If the opportunity's there, I mean, you could go in with low stakes. So if you do mess it up, I mean, you're not going to lose much money, but at least then you'll get the feel for what you're doing. Because in the future, I mean, I can't remember which race it was on. There was one on recently where there was a dead heat and they paid out on both horses. And if you'd been on it, people were up over £1,000 on that one.
We're not expecting too many close finishes, I don't think, at Cheltenham this week. But talking close finishes, we're going to be rounding off today's chat with good old-fashioned punting. We're going to ask Ricky and Phil for the Cheltenham naps. I'll kick us off. It's not really a nap, but the one who I'm going to be sticking a lot of my hard-earned pennies on is Duvan. confirmed for the champion chase. The rumours are from Willie Mullins' yard that he's never looked better. And I think Altior is ready to be challenged here. And this will be the race of the week. Min's in there as well. I'm really looking forward to this. But all my pennies will be on Duvan. Ricky, have you got a nice nap for us?
Well, I'll give it a go. Not a punter as such, but the one I've picked out is winning in the Gold Cup. It's a bit of an each-way price. It's called Vote to Respect. Travelling over from Ireland, he's won the Christmas Chase at Leopardstown in December. Decent trainer, happy with it. So yeah, 12-1 currently. Vote to Respect each way in the Gold Cup.
So what I've gone for, I mean, Jury Duty in the National Hunt is massively favourite. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get much back if you're betting on this, but it looks like a sure thing to me. But if you want more of a fun bet, again in the Arkle, 2:10 tomorrow, there's only 5 runners. They're only paying 2 places, but Robbins Hill can be had for over 100-1 at some bookmakers. That is an each-way bet. It's got to be worth a couple of quid because the going's going to be really heavy. It's a jumps race. Anything could happen in that. That horse could win that race or easily come second in such a small field. So I think that's worth a couple of quid of anybody's money to high odds. Yeah,
it's definitely what to consider, isn't it? We've got a lot of odds on for this week. There's an article going to be on OddsMonkey discussing the odds on favourites. Remember, in last decade at Cheltenham, there's only been 3 odds on favourites in the week, and we already have 5 at the minute. We'll probably end up having 6 or 7. So there's no such thing as a banker, especially at Cheltenham, is it, guys? So it's one to look at. But my big thanks to Ricky and Phil for joining us today. We'll be back hopefully next month to look at the Masters, switching sports a bit, and we'll be talk a bit of football as well, and we'll talk a few more match betting subjects. So thanks for Phil and Ricky for joining us today, and we hope to join you again.